Tabor, we're going to be talking through this NBA Monday slate. We got the Tobias Harris news officially just a few minutes ago that he's out. Going to make sense of it. I'm just playing a couple lineups tonight. I posted my early build in the Discord and, sort of trying to find some places to get different here. Sheets, do you have mostly similar look that you had this morning?
No. No, because this Svi thing just doesn't exist.
The Svi?
Yeah, that projection went to hell and dropped off the board. So I don't have to worry about that. I'll just go over.
For what it's worth, I'm probably going to end up playing him in my one or two.
Are you?
Yeah.
Right. There's a couple of Q tags still left to be finalized. I mean, I do have Jason Tatum still questionable.
And Jalen.
He'll play, I guess. Gobert is listed questionable, but he was in he was in uniform at shoot around, so that's good. Butler is questionable. And looks like Kyle Anderson remains questionable, even though he was able to play. But I'm only reading what I'm reading. And then I see Alex Caruso still listed as questionable. These are all things that can just happen. And I still see Jaylen Brown as listed as questionable.
Yep.
So all of those things, and not only that, but I've just seen Cade Cunningham questionable.
Yeah. So we need a lot. We have a lot of news we're waiting on. Yeah, for sure.
There's a lot of news that we're waiting on.
Yeah.
The guys that I'm getting to right now are one of them was like a little
apparently Butler was just announced out while I was getting logged in.
And there you have it.
So there's another one.
And there you are, right? Because I was getting a whole bunch of Banton, and I was getting like 50% Craig Porter Jr., by the way, and Sam Merrill, and I was also getting, I guess there's an injury. Oh, because of Anunoby's out, I guess, like 35% Achua, which I didn't think about earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm getting these Sacramento characters, Karis LeVert. These are the guys I was getting, but now I imagine that I'm going to be playing someone from Miami. No.
Yeah, I think that Bam is the sort of the easiest answer, but Rozier certainly could be the other answer. It's. I think you want to play at least one of those guys, probably.
Right.
I'm going to wait for these projections to update a little bit before I.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Do anything. Yeah, but I think that's what, and I think Hawkes is probably going to look like a decent play. I wonder if they'll start him. We've seen them do both in the past. So, that's also important to know.
I happen to like Anthony Davis tonight.
Me too.
I don't know where. I mean, it's a long road to Tipperary. I mean, it's a long time between now and when Anthony Davis takes the court.
Yep.
You know how much injury news and pain and aggravation and guys underperforming and outperforming, or all this stuff's going to happen where Anthony Davis takes the court.
If he even takes the court.
If he even takes the court. I will also say that, by the way, if things aren't going your way, there is those 3 10 o'clock games. They're actually made a night slate out of those 3 also.
Yeah, well, there's going to be another thing that's going on here now, too, because Fontecchio and Cade are out. Jaylen Brown is in. Porzingis is in. Tatum is out.
Wait. Hold on a second.
Yeah.
So wait. I'll go backwards. So Fontecchio, okay. Cade Cunningham's out?
Yeah.
And Tatum is out. Yay.
So all this, of course, comes on right as we're getting on here.
All right. So we got nothing to do for like another half an hour. Until these projections update. Let me take a look at the hockey schedule, because there were only 2 games.
Yeah, why not?
I wasn't going to do sheets for them. I don't even do them now anyway, because they don't even start till 8:30. There's literally nothing to do. This is crazy. We could talk this the Bachelor Tell All Us tonight. Where they had the Bachelor with all the girls that were eliminated. They talk gossip and stuff. It's 9:00. I don't think we can bet on it. What else is there? Oh, you want to talk about the NCAA tournament? You have any leans in that?
Oh yeah, I did a little bit of research on that one. For what it's worth, I like Houston to win it all, and who did I have in the Final Four? I'll find my sheet sometime, but I had them in Carolina. I think I had in the Final Four. I can't remember who else I had put in there.
I'm going to be doing that NCAA Survivor pool again this year. I'll probably
Nice.
find the time to do some content, hopefully before Wednesday. Who does a good job with the bracket stuff? Our friend Rick Rungood that does the golf podcast.
Yeah.
He does a really good job. He does it once a year. He doesn't do anything about college basketball the whole year. He does a really good bracket thing on the on how to play brackets and how to play them. EV. I bet if you go to your site, I don't think it'll be up now, but it'll be. I know he's going to do it at some point. It's literally his most viewed video of the year.
Yeah.
And it does. It's a pretty intelligent approach to not like who's going to win, but who's going to be good value and stuff.
Yeah, no, it's pretty cool. It is pretty funny, Rick. You mentioned him because he's kind of his career is kind of taken off right now. Like I don't know if you've watched the season 2 of that Full Swing show. I don't know if you watched it. He like every time they announce how a player is trending or whatever, it's all Rick's voice the whole time.
Oh, nice.
So it's kind of cool.
That's awesome.
And it was funny because I was just listening to Joel Dahman talking about how he's like not golf famous at all, but he's like now he's like famous in society because he's because of the Netflix show. So he's like Netflix famous, and he was saying how it like destroyed his golf game. But it's just funny the little Rick drop-ins here and there. I just think it's pretty big.
He made a big shot over the weekend, Joel Dahman, I think.
Yeah, he made a nice run. He looked like he found himself again. It was a pretty entertaining tournament. That one for Wyndham Clark was pretty brutal.
Well, apparently it was like bad karma for cheating earlier or something.
What did he cheat?
He did some terrible drop thing. You look it up.
I thought. Was it the patting down of the grass?
Yeah, it wasn't the best.
Yeah, he does that a lot, and people are bothered by it. But
it wasn't the best. But let's see what's Detroit. No, they still have Cunningham in here. All right,
it's gonna be like it's gonna look like you got to like this. I think it's so. Sasser will probably look good. Jaden Ivey, I think, is the logical guy. The problem is they play this like humidity guy a little bit sometimes too, so it's a little worrisome because they have they're not good players, but they've got bodies that you could easily see playing minutes here. Like guys like Malachi Flynn could play minutes.
And I was looking at Malachi Flynn a little bit. And what about and Tatum being out? Jaylen Brown is in, you're saying?
Yeah.
So Jaylen Brown, Kristaps. I mean, however long this game stays close, I guess.
Yeah. Remember, no Holiday also. So maybe Derek White even he makes it into that list too. But certainly Pritchard, Brown are the two that I think stand out the most. And I think that Svi is still in play.
And Xavier Tillman?
So they don't really need to do that, but they could. I don't think that's what they're going to do personally, but I think he'll get some minutes, but I don't think it's going to be like all him. It is interesting, though. I mean, it probably just Kornet just gets more minutes without Horford, but it's that we've seen that before. We just haven't seen Tatum out along with Drew with those guys that I can remember. But yeah, I really like the Jaylen and the Pritchard. It's another one of those slates where I don't see I like the Davis play, don't get me wrong, but I really just think there's so many good plays in that 8K range that I think your spend ups are largely going to come from those, Like I think he's a tremendous play. I think that Garland, you're playing one. I like the idea of playing one of he or Levert, and then Jaylen Brown, potentially White or Porzingis. DeMar DeRozan looks good. Like that's sort of the range that I'm looking at for the regular plays. And now we're going to have the other plays once we get some projections updated.
Yeah, Mrs. Sheets doesn't like Xavier Tillman. She likes Rufus Xavier Sarsaparilla instead. That makes sense.
Let's see what else we got here. Yeah, Batum is now projected really well because
Tobias
Tobias Harris. It's a little bit of a funny one. Not really sure what to do with that one exactly. I guess it depends on what other value we want to compare it to. I mean, he does have like a high ceiling. He also has a really, really low floor.
Paul Reed, 25, something like that. Yeah, there's Batum, Heald, Lowry, Bamba. So they did at least fix. I mean, they adjusted the Phillies at least. That's good.
Yeah.
What about the Miamis? Yeah, there you go. Miami's adjusted here.
It's somewhat. I feel like they're still not doing something right quite. Feels like Bam should have a higher projection. Feels like Rozier should have a higher projection.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And probably Jaquez as well.
So I'll wait on that before fixing. Cleveland's Garland, LeVert, Merrill, Yang, Porter. Yeah, okay. Nothing's really changed.
You put up sheets earlier because I've got there's a guy in the Discord saying that the projections aren't coming up.
That I don't know what to tell you.
No, I'm just making sure you did. So that way
I don't know when the last time I did it,
but it was sometime today, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And I'll do here. I'll tell you what. I'll update. Like it's gonna look like a new set. I mean, but it's gonna have old numbers. But just to see if it goes up there. I mean, I can do that. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, you know what? You might be. Let me see if you're right. You could be right. Let me see something. No, it should be. They're in the drive, so they should be on the site.
Yeah, I don't see them on there either.
Even on the main site?
Yeah.
Or just not SaberSim? Yeah, I don't know.
Either.
I just pushed them again. So Butler, Tatum, Cunningham, and Fontecchio all out. Detroit.
Okay, I'm gonna just get that worked on here.
During 31 point. Have these changed, you think? I don't even know. Let me see what these turkeys are. Karis LeVert. These guys still have Butler in, so everybody's just kind of waiting. Still not showing up on the site, Bobby?
No.
Very odd.
I'm trying to get. I don't know why. It's very strange.
And they're like, so they're in the drive. If they're in the drive, they should be on the site. And that's like that's the end of my. You know what I mean? Like.
No, I know. I just wrote. You know, again, it's just we're just gonna figure it out.
Do they have just not today's or none of them?
It doesn't have anything there. Oh, wait, well, hold on. We're back. We're in there.
It's back now? Okay.
We got it.
Okay. So the stale projections are up at least. Okay.
All right. Sorry about that. All right.
Now, with that said, you can ignore them all because like half the guys in there aren't playing.
But the NHL stuff, guys, he already said that
I'm not doing it. If I do it, it'll be later. It's not too late.
It's a 2-gamer, and it's not till later, and it's just they're not going to be. I don't think you're going to see a gap in a 2-gamer that's going to be widely different from the other projections we have out there.
I mean, then again, I do have 10 minutes. I may as well do it.
What about Highsmith? Okay, so I mean, we know what that play is, right? Like, no right to complain at all for like 5 fantasy points, even if he plays 30 minutes. That's what it is. Let's see who starts. I guess that would be my first answer to the Highsmith question. But yeah, I think you include Highsmith in a variety of these other values that we're considering today. I don't know that I like him necessarily better than like Craig Porter Jr. For some reason, like I don't know that I like him. Like Mo Bamba's actually projections gotten pretty robust. Yeah, I mean, I think it's playable. I don't think it's like some sort of an incredible play, the Highsmith thing. I mean, knowing myself, I probably don't end up with it. But
so, what do you think of Rudy Gobert tonight?
It's fine.
Not that excited about it, huh?
He was in my first build, but like I mean, he's really not like it's not like a guy. There's nothing to really take away. Like Rudy Gobert is always the same. You know, if it's a good matchup, which it is, it's always worth playing a little bit of. There's always that 20-20 possibility. But you're never going to run any offense through him or anything. So it's really
so has he played at Utah before?
Oh yeah, probably like 10 times.
Oh, okay.
Because he's been on Minnesota now for 2. This is the second year.
I didn't realize that. I thought he was there. Okay, I guess so.
Yeah, they're both in the West. So let's see what else. Okay, so I'm taking a look. I do like the Gobert thing a little bit. I just, I'm trying to rank it compared to some of this other stuff we've got now, and it's kind of hard. People are going to play some Fournier now. I probably won't be one of them.
I'm not doing that
personally, but yeah, it's something people are definitely going to do. So I'm just going to throw that out there. I don't know if they're just missing Detroit or whatever, but like these projections can't be accurate. They have to be different. And as expected, Jaquez now looks like a much better play, as does Rozier and Bam.
They didn't update the Detroit ones yet?
It doesn't look like it to me. Fournier's been like this all day, basically at 18.
Like somebody's got to move up, right? I mean,
it should be Ivy.
Yeah, oh, definitely.
And then it should be Sasser probably after him. So yeah, they've got the ownership updated, but like they've got Sasser only projected for 18 fantasy points. Yeah, something's weird. And they've got this Umedi projected at 40% ownership. That's not going to happen. So yeah, it's really going to be speculating. We're going to be speculating on who's starting because that's really all we could talk. I mean, we really don't know who's going to be in some of these.
Listen, as they people spoke, finished the two-gamer in hockey. Finished those projections.
Yeah.
So what's the golf tournament this week? It's the
I haven't even looked yet. Usually I do on Mondays, but I didn't this week. It was the first time in history of golf that two guys went 1-2 and back to back.
Is that true?
Crazy, yeah. Since like in 50 years, since with the modern format or whatever.
Wow.
Because they were both 1-2 at the tournament before.
I didn't even realize that.
It's wild. So yeah, we knew Kobe White was out. Caruso's in. Okay, LeBron and AD together if both play. I don't think it's the worst thing in the world. It's a good matchup for it.
It's a big slate.
Yeah, it's a big slate. You got a lot of other guys you want to spend money on, so you'd be passing up on a lot of the Darius Garlands and Tyrese Maxeys and all that.
Sacramento. As you mentioned earlier, even though all those guys look good, it's tough for them all to get there.
Yeah, and I don't think they're going to look that good anymore to anybody.
Yeah.
Like, it's just I just hate how slow Memphis plays. But it would be like Keegan Murray, I think, is a reasonable play. I think De'Aaron Fox is reasonable. I just don't think I need to do the Harrison Barnes value, because if I'm going to, why don't I take the guy who's got the uptick at least, like with Batum? And I don't think you need the Kevin Huerter, because there's just other guys. Like, but you can definitely take those shots. There's a ceiling for all those guys. Just it's always a little fishy when there's 6 or 7 of them that project above 5x. You haven't missed the Mo Bamba talk because there hasn't been that much. I think that it's definitely okay. The issue is, do we really see a pickup in minutes here? Like, are we just imagining this? So it's just speculative. I don't know that I trust what do we have in minutes wise now? 25. Yeah, that seems a bit high. He did play 28 minutes in the last game. I mean, maybe it is. I mean, he's put up absolutely no kinds of numbers, but he played 28 minutes. It's something that I'll probably be more on the side of fading than the field is. But one of these days he'll make you pay. It just hasn't happened anytime recently. He definitely couldn't have used any game he's had so far. Like, basically.
Well, the people have spoken, just so you guys know. The 8:30 p.m. start 2-game hockey slate is up. And I laugh, but now because I put it up, I probably have to play it.
Which one?
The 8:30 p.m. two-game hockey slate.
Oh, yeah.
Just because I put it up, now I have to play it. And you know what that means? It means I'm going to have to probably win it.
All right, let's get an update. Somebody's complaining about the sound. Sorry, guys.
What are you complaining about?
All that money. What are you talking about? All that. Get out of here. This is like ridiculous.
What are people saying?
Just complaining about the sound. I think it's on your mic that they're complaining.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. My response exactly. So I think Jaquez, I'm going to adjust my core guys. I'm not going to put Mo Bamba in that mix.
Well, hold on. Actually, that's a good point. The mic is over here. Maybe. I can.
Oh, yeah, that sounds better. Look at that smooth voice.
There you go. Make it a little better.
Yeah. So I'm doing it like this, and then I'm going to go Garland.
I mean, in fairness, the mic was buried pretty far behind. That's fair.
All right. So I updated my core for those of you who are members.
Well, just so you guys, if you guys want something to do while we're waiting on this, I'll share my screen and you can see the building of the hockey lineups. The process is literally no different. The only difference is that in a 2-game slate, I'm not going to specify any types of stacks, obviously. When you have full slates, you sometimes SaberSim for hockey builds kind of some offbeat stacks, and I don't like them, so I have to spend a little bit of time Xing them out. But obviously, maybe not obvious for some, but in a 2-game slate, it's like every sport. It's not that important to stack. It's completely irrelevant to stack. So that's the one difference I'll make. But everything else is the same. We're putting the projections in. We put the initial builds, and then there's one little change where let's first change my dummy lineups. And we'll do the contest sims. We'll do the exact same thing. We'll play 20. The 2-game slate, I don't need to play that many lineups. Obviously, I'll play 20 lineups in this thing. And what's good about this is that we already know who the goalies are. Those are usually the things that can come back to. If you forget to check your goalies, that's something that people can do if they're not like real professional hockey DFS players.
Yeah.
So
Dell is asking if he's Bobby, are you okay playing Io and Caruso in the same lines? I don't have them in any lineup, so I guess I'd be the wrong guy to ask. But I don't have like a critical problem of that being like a major issue. I just don't think that that's a good. I don't think either of them are very good plays personally. They're both fine. They both could get there in a good matchup. I would lean to Sunmu ahead of Caruso at these prices, but I wouldn't end up playing either of them realistically.
Any updates to these projections here? Let me just see.
Still not Detroit. I don't really know why. Oh, there we go. Okay, Sasser. Yeah, they got Sasser at 28, so he's like the best. He'll look like the best projected play, and then Umedi they have at 18 at 3K flat. So he's now projected to be 35% owned.
Ivy Sasser. Okay. Anything with Miami?
I think we got Miami.
Yeah, this is fair. Okay.
Yeah.
So I think I can do some projections now, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So that'll take about probably 5 minutes.
Famous last words.
Yeah.
O'Shea Brissett is popping off as a big projection. Again, I'm curious who starts for Boston there. And Mihaluk now looks like a good play again.
It should have kept the lineups in as of 11 a.m. or something.
Right. After all of this, do I need, like, I actually think my other lineup, I don't even think I need to change things necessarily.
Probably do.
A little bit, but I don't think, I had Svi already in there, which is, a weird one. I still like Garland, Banton, Maxey. Maybe I will.
So we still have Blanton, by the way?
Yeah. But he's dropped on his popularity. I mean, he's now like the 5th best projected player.
Like I'm gonna do this in a second. But who do you have? Who do you think's the highest owned player now? Who do you think it's gonna be?
Projections, I think, are gonna say Sasser
Okay.
or maybe Umedi, but probably Sasser.
Doesn't sound right, but.
And I don't think Sasser will start either way, by the way. So I wouldn't.
I don't think. What's Sasser's price?
4,400.
Yeah.
He might start, but it's unlikely.
And what's Ivy's price?
Yeah, it's possible. Ivy 6,600.
Oh, okay. That's healthy at least.
Yeah. I think I like the Pritchard idea.
Pritchard's always good, man, when somebody's out.
Yeah.
And he's always a good play when he's a good play because he doesn't have blowout risk, it seems.
Right. Pritchard, Sasser, Maxey.
Is tonight a random TJ McConnell night or no?
I wouldn't know why we would do anything like that.
No, that's why it's random.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, terrible matchup. No logic behind. No, there's no logic behind it. No logic.
Not at all. That's why.
But, yeah, I think this is the kind of slate you actually would really want to avoid doing that because there is.
Fair enough.
There actually is other value.
Yeah, look at this. I'm looking at another site that will remain nameless, and I see like a very high ownership projection on the Oshabi Brissett character.
On the Brissett, yeah. Ugh, I don't know what I want to do with that one.
That certainly feels like bad chalk, but
yeah, it's hard. It's just hard to know because of Boston. We haven't seen these exact situations, and he did play 28 minutes in the last game, but he only had 14 fantasy points. It's not like he can't play minutes and not get there. But it is a good matchup. So minutes against Detroit definitely are something to note. A little bit of. And power forward is kind of weird with value. Like it doesn't have like the same value some other spots do. I guess you got Jaquez. So that's why I think Brissett will be pretty popular.
Is Somnu going to be that popular? I don't know about that.
Yeah, it seems a little. I don't know what this Desonmu love. I like him, like in general, and I understand it but like it's like people are acting like Kobe White just was announced out for the first time. I know he had a big game in the last one, but Kobe White, the 4 previous games, Desonmu, cracked 33 was his high. We just had a big game against Washington in a blowout.
So my top point per dollar play on the slate is the once and future king Stanley Omude.
Yeah, that was the other one who could be. Yeah, I kind of agree, Pingalore. I think this matchup is really set up well for both AD and LeBron, and I would lean AD, but I have no issue if you want to play LeBron. I totally agree with that.
On FanDuel, and I'm going to update these projections in a second. I mean, they're updating right now. I'm going to upload them in a second, and then I'll do a build. Why not? I'll do it online. I'll do it here. On FanDuel, my top point per dollar play is Peyton Pritchard, actually.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So we'll upload those to the site. Pray it works. And then we'll build. And we'll may as well do it live. Why not? Because this is, this slate among just like a lot of them is just there's going to be a lot of switching around and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Let's share my screen again. And we're going to do a whole new build here on DraftKings. So again, if you have a subscription with SaberSim, this will automatically be uploaded for you to maybe choose from. Wrong slate. Very nice. The night slate up. If you don't have that joint thing, you might be able to, but then you should probably have a SaberSim account anyway. So I don't know how many people have like SaberSim without, you know what I mean, like TrueDFS and still getting the TrueDFS projections. I'm sure they're packaged at this point.
Should be. Oh wow, they got Umedi already all the way up to 21.
Yeah.
Okay, so they've got him playing 24 minutes only. That's a little weird.
So I'm gonna do this. So I'm gonna start. I'm gonna build the 5,000 lineups. So just so everybody knows, I'm playing 150 of the $4. I'm also playing 50 of the fadeaway, and it's very rare they have the fadeaway and the $4. So I'm gonna do both, and then I'm playing the swish, the big one.
Mm-hmm.
And then on FanDuel, I'm playing the monster, and I'm going to play 40 of the clutch shot. So what I do is I build like the most. I build 5,000, but then I'll set it to the most amount of lineups I could possibly play. So like 150. And again, maybe that was the issue that you were having the other day, where you put in a certain thing and then it only defaulted to 20 or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it was a little weird. I just hadn't seen it, but yeah, maybe that is.
I've seen that error before. So. Yeah. I don't know how to recreate it, but whatever. So again, here's my little trick. When you do the contest sims, instead of like for example, you take the Micro Max, and I could use the flagship MME or whatever, but instead I'm going to use Build 6, which is the 5,000 lineups I just created as the pool of lineups to compare my lineups to. So it's kind of a weird mind scramble, right? You're comparing yourself to yourself. But if you think about it, I mean, it makes sense, Right. So that's one thing that's gotten me, some good, I would say results, but it's gotten me some lineups that can get in there, Let's put it that way. So we're running the Sims now, and here's one other trick. I like to start with the biggest buy-in. I always find that when I start, I don't know, maybe I'm just hallucinating, but whenever I start with the one with the most lineups, I always seem as though I end up when I do the big buy-in just getting something I don't want. I know it's not I know I'm just like hallucinating about this, but So I ran the sims, and the first thing I'll do is the swish first, and I'll sort by risk adjusted ROI, and just throw them in there, honestly. And that's an interesting guy that I didn't consider. Anthony Simons, that's an interesting play. Then we go into Micromax, risk adjusted ROI, and here's one. Here I'll always change the min uniques. So let's start with min uniques 4. Let's go to min uniques 5, and this is one I definitely want to be diverse because I am not confident at all in this slate. So the more outs I can give myself, the better tonight, and still be within the, within this structure. So we'll play min uniques 4. And then we'll go to the fadeaway, same thing. Go to risk adjusted ROI. Stick with min uniques 4. Sounds good to me. Goes in there. And what I found is the key to my success recently is to just not look at what I have. is to trust my process going into it and not worry about what I have. Definitely probably something wrong with that.
No, I don't think so.
On a lot of levels, but hashtag whatever works,
Mm-hmm. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
So it's like, when people ask like what percentage you're having, I can tell you, but it's like so much more important how I got there than what it is. So like if I went through a certain process and got say 62% SV, whatever, and then you're like, I want to hand build a lineup because she says him 62% SV, I think it's a great play. It doesn't work that way. Because my process got me to kind of 62% SV. That set rules basically for all the lineups.
Right.
Where you might be trying to do something different.
Right.
So this is FanDuel. Do the same thing.
Let's see something about this one.
FanDuel. And then after this, I'm probably going to have to run. I have an errand I have to run. And again, same thing. We're playing 50 in this, or maybe 40. I think we're playing only 40. We'll put in 50 just in case. We'll build a full 5,000 lineups. And it's weird how fast it'll build like the NBA. But for like MMA and like stuff like that, it's really slow.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why that is. Nonetheless, well, I maybe more resources are put into the NBA because it's a bigger sport, I guess.
I'm flirting with the idea of just doing one strange play, but it feels too ridiculous.
Who is it?
It's Nyang.
Hey.
He's 4,500 now, and I just keep ending up with 4,600 left, and I'd rather play him than a chalky Harrison Barnes. I don't know.
The only thing about, I mean, I lived with this when I had to which fade. I had to anti-sweat Harrison Barnes before, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
A guy plays a lot of minutes.
He does. Usually, like every now and then, they have these weird games where he doesn't play many minutes.
Yeah,
because they have a strange situation there. Because like if it's the Malik Monk night, then he gets the minutes, and sometimes he gets them over Herter, sometimes he gets them over Barnes. They just change it around, and then Herter will lose minutes to Monk, or then all of a sudden Herter and Barnes are both playing 38 minutes, and Monk's playing 18. It's just weird. All right.
Fontecchio has been ruled out. And same thing here. We'll do, which one do we do? We do this monster, right? Yeah.
Casey, if you could show a picture in the Discord support chat, we'll try to help you out. I'm not having any issue with it myself, but where it cuts off. But show us what you mean, and maybe we can figure out a way, because we haven't run into that yet before. So we'll try to help you out.
What'd you say?
He said he signed up, and he's opening SaberSim on the site, and the page is cut in half. I'm not having that issue, so I don't know. What it is, but we'll try to help you out. And if you pop into the
I don't know about the cut in half part, but one thing that sometimes I've had issues with, we'll just get there in a second. Let's make sure this is done. these panels here can be a little annoying sometimes. Like if you don't have this set up right, and then like then you can't. Then this goes over here somehow, and you can't really see everything, and so it can get a little clumsy with this. I don't know if that's exactly what you're talking about, but or if it has to do with the way we're setting it up in TrueDFS. Let me see. Tool SaberSim. We're looking at it from my perspective. Let's see if I can recreate that for you. So when I just launch SaberSim like this, I'm seeing this. So if this is what you mean, again, like these panels, you can expand these. Sometimes that can be a little annoying, but anyway, I'm going to get rolling. Lots of late swapping still to do, but hopefully that gave you a little insight into my process at least. And still some questionable tags. Some Kyle Anderson. I just noticed him that he's still questionable. It's best I can say.
Yeah,
but that's not till 9 o'clock.
Yeah,
and that'll do it. Good luck, everybody.
Yeah, good luck, everybody. If you need anything, I'll be in the Discord. Sorry about the loading issues, but we'll do our best to take care of everything. And